So excited to be here tonight talking to you all, okay? This show is going to be a transcendental journey through all of the realms of spirituality, right? We are going to explore the mystical universe, right? We're going to talk about spiritual subjects. We are going to talk about ancient wisdom. We're going to give readings, and we are going to have guests on this show that are going to rock your world. So I'm excited to be here. My name is Lori Albert. My co-host is Theon Paulino Filippelli.
Hi,
I think I said
how
that
are
right.
you? Yes, absolutely. It's a lot of name. I get that.
Sometimes I worry about making sure I say that right or wrong.
Right?
Like I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'm super excited to be here. So what do you like? Are you as excited as I am about this? I'm sorry. I know that sounds silly, but
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
about time. It's a
Oh, I'm hearing a little feedback.
oh,
So
that's not good.
let me see. I know.
Is it working?
Oh,
Can you hear?
I'm not sure.
Oh
Hold on
no.
one second.
Wait, as long as you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? So let us know. Let us know if you can hear us. So, um, what we want to
Um,
do
I'm hearing a lot of feedback. Yeah.
So what we want to do tonight is I'm just going to continue to talk while you guys get that worked out. What we're going to do tonight is we are going to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about us. Theon and I are going to be giving readings. So stick around for that, right? We have, first of all, as you guys might know, I love my Sacred Forest deck, my Denise Lynn deck, but I also have a new deck, Colette Baron Reed, and these are the Shaman's Dream cards. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. So how's it going, Theon?
Still hearing some feedback, so I'm just waiting. It's there's like some sort of delay, and then whatever you're saying
Oh
is
no,
coming
that's not
back
good.
like minutes later.
So I'm hearing that nobody can hear me on so Katie and Christopher, can you guys hear me now? Because you know what? For some reason, like when you do the restream, you guys, seriously, it's such a great situation that we have, right? On Facebook and whatever. No, there's no sound. Katie. Hi, Katie. No sound for Katie, but I just turned it on, so I'm hoping that that works. All right, so let me know
Ah,
if you guys can hear
oh,
me. Is that better?
I it was, and nope,
It was, and then it's not now.
still hearing it.
Oh, bummer. All right.
I know.
So we're working on the
Yeah.
sound. So Katie, oh yay, there's sound on Facebook now. Okay. At least we have
Yay.
some sound. So Theon is going to be on and off getting things worked out. All right. So since nobody could hear me at the first part, let me just go back and tell you guys a little bit about what I said. Um, this show is called Divine Connections. And what our goal on this show is to just bring a little bit of we're going to explore. That's what I want to say. We're going to explore the mystical realms of spirituality. We're going to be doing readings. We are going to talk about all sorts of interesting aspects to spirituality. We're going to have amazing guests on in the coming weeks. So it's super exciting to us. So welcome in everybody, and I'm so glad that you are here. So I appreciate you being with us and kind of working through some of these little bugs that we have right now, right? So thanks for being here. So what I was saying before, in case you didn't hear me, I brought my two decks. And you guys, if you guys have ever seen me do lives before, I love the Sacred Forest card decks. I just love them. It's Denise Lynn. If you're not familiar with her, you should check her out. She's freaking amazing. And the reason why I love this deck is because I'm convinced that she was sitting in the highest vibration like ever. And whenever she created this deck, because it's just full of magic, right? I'm like really into magic lately. I don't know what it is. Like the concept of magic, the just the idea of magic, everything about magic. That's like my thing lately. I don't know. So yeah. So Thana, you back?
Yes. So my mistake. I put YouTube on and it was like reverbing
Oh
so
no.
badly, echoing too. So sorry about that, everybody. Um, so I'm
Well,
ready
it
now.
seems as though my restream is a little bit. Oh, there we are. Okay, we're back. Yay. Okay, all is
We're
well.
getting
All
all
right,
the kinks worked out.
we are ready to rock and roll, right? So
Yes.
so
Finally.
I have to share with you guys. Theon was getting everything ready, and she comes on, and I have my music blaring because those of you that know me, I like rock out before because I want to get my vibration up, right?
Yes.
So I just had to laugh because I was rocking out like
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, but I will say that Lori is a really great singer, so it's yeah, it's just like amazing to hear. So
I appreciate you that you're sweet.
no, no problem.
So, this is our show. Okay. And what we are planning on doing is we're going to be having guests. We're going to be giving readings. We're going to talk about things that aren't normally talked about, I think. Anyway, like we're going to dive deep into like all things spiritual. So, this is going to be fun. And like I said, we're going to have guests. Now, let me introduce to you, for those of you that don't know her already, Theon Polino Filippelli. She is the founder of Evolve Me. And Theon, tell us, what was your motivation in creating Evolve Me?
Well, I really wanted a community for practitioners and users alike, um, just to really explore spirituality in a real way and to be able to grow by learning from each other and, creating these situations where we get to spend this time together. Practitioners really don't have a space to really call their own and to be able to communicate with other practitioners. I believe that this is how we really grow within our own practices, as well as help the people that we serve. So really just it was really started because I wanted myself to have a community of like-minded people, and that really just wanted to learn as much as they could about everything. And the great thing about Evolve Me is that we have practitioners from all stretches of the spiritual realm. So you can hang out with a shamanic medium or a healer, or all of these different kinds of practices, and learn such a great deal. So
Yeah.
I think it's definitely enriched my life, and hopefully everybody else's. That's
Well,
a
and you know
part of
what,
it.
too? We're all learning about stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is why I was super excited to do this show because I have been learning so much about other aspects. And I've been doing this like for around 20 years. And there are, I mean, we're never done learning, obviously, right? I mean, that's
No,
the truth. We're never done learning,
not me.
but I'm learning like so much stuff,
Yeah.
and new ways of thinking and, all of that type of stuff. And it's really exciting. So
Oh.
thank you for putting it all together for us.
Well, thank you for being here. So yeah, I mean, it honestly, it's just been a pleasure, working with you and all these different things we've done a few workshops together and some shows and everything, and it just feels like home
Yeah.
hanging out with you. So
It does. It does feel like home. And
yeah.
you know what? It's so funny. You guys can tell me, right? That here's the funny thing is that like, you know how when you meet somebody and you just feel like you've known them your whole life, that could, first of all, that's exactly how I felt the first time I met Theon, right? But you know what? I started to realize that, we probably have had past lives together,
Oh, absolutely.
because, or at least one, because there's a bond there, and I love that. I love meeting people, whether it's people that you just meet for the first time, or people that you're really just starting to get to know. I love the idea of having that what is the word? Oh my God, you know
Synchronicity.
me and my words, right?
Yeah.
Synchron
Yeah.
synchronic
Synchron.
synchronistic
Oh,
relationship.
synchronicity. Yes.
Yeah, something like that, right? So
Yeah.
it's just absolutely been, so much
Yeah.
fun, talking to
Absolutely.
all these new people.
Yeah. Yeah. And and it's interesting because you can live inside of your spiritual bubble and think, okay, well, uh you're sort of on this sort of tunnel vision. But when you're put with all of these other different people from different backgrounds with different practices, there's just so much that you can learn, and that I can say, in this time that we've all kind of became this family, it's it's enriched my life such a great deal. I've learned so much and explored so many different aspects of spirituality that I never really thought I would. And you know that's why it's like, you can meet people, you can go on social media, things like that, and do you really have a connection with them as like, how we have it in our community? So
Yeah.
it's definitely it was a little scary in the beginning because I was like, okay, I'm going to bring a bunch of these very high vibrational people together, and the energy is going to be crazy. And and at times it is, but honestly, it is all worth it. And I'm just so excited about it.
Yeah, that's
And we
so
can have these conversations. Yeah.
tell me about your background. Have you been a medium your whole life?
Mm. Um, yeah, and it's an interesting story. I was born open, and but I was also raised Catholic, strict Catholic. So when I would see my grandfather, I'd see him all the time, and he'd tell me things to tell my mother, and I just go and tell her, and I wouldn't think anything of it, and then she would get like really quiet, or sometimes just like didn't want to talk about it. And finally, I think after even a few years, she's like, well, he died before you were born. And I was like, oh,
Uh,
okay. But even at that time, I couldn't put that together because that wasn't, in our belief system. So I struggle with it for many years. And,
yeah.
I'd have these conversations in my head where, I would just get this guidance. And I thought that was normal for everybody, where you had this, a few voices in your head, and and it would tell you, I'd have these very in-depth conversations, very profound sometimes, at the age of 5. And I would
Wow.
think, okay, yeah, and especially about religion and things like that, and how God isn't to be feared, and I would have these conversations, and but I still pushed that down. And finally, when I had my youngest son, um, I think he was about 3 or so when he started telling me about my grandfather,
That's cool.
and people that had passed, and all of these things that I was like, I'm not going to deny this anymore. I'm not going to deny my son. And so I just nurtured that for him, and found my own path to spirituality. So yeah, it's it's been a journey, but and I feel like I shed layers and past beliefs and programming all the time, just within, I would say, and as you know, in the past couple of months,
Mhm.
um, uh, you know, you just do all the time. And there's things that you learn. And I'm one of those people that I really love to like peel back the layers on things. I'm like, by my nature, I like to, take things apart and see how they work. And this is, this spiritual journey has been that and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
yeah. And what about?
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
thank you. And a little, it's kind of an interesting, way to sort of come into my spirituality. it actually has made me a natural skeptic as well. So I'm very discerning about, what I'm seeing. And, this is why I do remote viewing, because it's, if people don't know what remote viewing is, it's, basically the CIA had created this program for intuitives to be able to basically do psychic spying. And so what we're doing is we're getting real information about locations, missing people, missing objects, and things like that. So you're getting solid information, feedback, what we call it, of these real life things. So yeah, it's a lot. But what about you, Lori? And what is your background? Well, I kind of know, but I like the listeners to hear.
You know what? I love any and all of these types of conversations. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, ooh, yeah, I love talking about that.
Yeah.
My background is, I was raised Catholic, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to notice that we have a lot of sames,
Yes,
Lori and I.
we do. Yeah, wait till you guys see. I mean, there's more. It's amazing how similar our lives really are. But
Yeah.
yeah, and for me, I just like I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the best. You're okay. There's a reason why I'm saying this, right? I wouldn't necessarily say I am the best at living in the present moment. Okay. However, when you're young, right? And so when I was young, I was like just living in the present moment. So things would happen and I would have these, I don't even want to tell you a couple of things that have happened to me because it was weird and I remember it and it stuck out. But yet, like I just knew that I was different. Okay. However, because you're young, you let things like fly off the back, right?
Yep.
So what happened to me was that finally, when I really started getting into spirituality, when I was around like 18 or so, I started understanding that I was having things going on, and I started understanding that wasn't like a lot of people didn't. And it's similar to like what you're saying, like there were like I would have things going on and like I would hear things or see things or I would get things like things on my body, but that's the most I'm going to go into that. But I would have these things that would happen to my hands and whatever. And I
Wow.
knew it was funky and yeah. So I'm going to leave that at that. However, I pushed it away after I got married. And then all of a sudden, 20 years ago, actually, it was more than that. It was about 28 years ago. My boyfriend from college passed away. And one day I just knew he was there. So I pretended that like, okay, if that's really you, then, and I gave him these things. I'm not going to go into the whole story. Actually, I should go into the story because it's funny.
Yes.
I said, so if
I just want to say hi, Derek.
Oh, Derek's here. Hi,
Derek. Yay. That's one of our friends.
Yeah. Go ahead. Who's going to be a guest on this show, which I can't wait because he's
an amazing healer. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So. But anyway, bottom line is I gave him these tests and really I realized that it was him. And all of a sudden I was in the car and I pulled over and I was like, oh my gosh, how are you? What's it like on the other side? Blah, blah, blah. I'm acting like he's like physically sitting there, but I wasn't. He wasn't, right? So he kind of became my partner in my development. And I started a radio show a couple of years later. And he just became like my partner, and it's been amazing ever since. Things keep happening, and it's like it's just amazing. And I actually just posted something on Instagram today. I get amazed, and you tell me if you have these days of like how lucky I really am.
Yes.
I mean, there are days when I think to myself, I get blown away when I realize how lucky I am. Do you have those moments?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was just it's so funny as I was in meditation today and I was just in just felt this overwhelming gratitude, and gratitude for being here, gratitude for for getting to experience this, and experiencing a lot within life. And it really is. It's when you live in gratitude, everything
Yeah.
else seems to be easier, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's amazing to me. So anyway, so I'm a little off kilt today because I'm really hot. It's like really hot here. So
You are.
so
Yeah.
I feel like that I'm bumbling with my words. Do you ever have a day like that, you know? So
Today
oh,
for
there you
me.
go. Well, we can bumble through together. Is that even a
Yeah.
word? Is that, you know?
Humble. Yeah. Actually, it can if you want it to be. And
Exactly.
I've always said, if you say it like you mean it,
Like,
then people
yeah,
don't even know.
exactly.
Oh, that
Right.
must be a word.
So we would love to give readings. If anybody is listening and you would like a reading, you can type it into the chat. I think because we're live on two different Facebook groups and two different YouTube groups. So if anybody, yes, okay. So Karen Bull, I'm gonna
Here
make
we
a
are.
list. All right. So I'm gonna make a
Perfect.
list because Than, I want to hear. So Karen, you're on the list, all right? Um, I want to hear if you would tell me, what is your process like whenever you give a reading?
Well, it depends. If it's a mediumship reading, it's a little bit different. If it's a clairvoyant reading, if I'm reading clairvoyance is different than mediumship. So clairvoyance, you're connecting with the person's consciousness, and mediumship, you're connecting with people that have passed, spirits, guides, things like that. So when I'm connecting with a person, just their consciousness, I have a process where I'm very I'm an avid astral traveler. So I may be a little bit different than some readers because I like to feel their energy. I'm very uh, uh, I react to vibration. So
Yeah.
I can feel, and I'm empathic. So when I'm giving a reading, I want to feel their space just as much as I can, because it gives them the most accurate, I think, reading
Yeah.
in my experience.
Yeah.
And so I will connect with their energy. I match my crown chakra to theirs, and then I just kind of go in. And from there, I ask what is for their highest and best good, unless they have questions. And then, I ask the questions. And then, people always think reading is hard. Everybody is psychic. Everybody has intuitive ability. But it's really just the opposite of what you think it is. It's not, you're not trying to read somebody.
Mhm.
You open up and allow the messages to come through and as a channel. So you just, keep yourself open, and then kind of read or not read, but just kind of relay whatever is coming in.
Yeah.
So what about you, Lori?
Um, well, it's interesting because the way you just described that was really kind of cool. I actually really like that. I thought that was really cool. Um, the way I do it is I open up my chakras, before time, and I really just give it all over to spirit. I just kind of
Yep.
am like, okay, I whatever is supposed to be, you
Yeah.
know? So bring it on. You know what I mean? Like I surrender the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh gosh, when I first started out, because there's still some shedding to do, and so I would have a hard time. I would see things and get these messages, and I just couldn't say it. And I was like, no, it was hard for me, and I would get out of the reading space, and that was a nightmare. But as I got comfortable, um, you know, I always tell, because I also, do mentorships and teach intuitive development, as well as like reading groups. So
Hmm.
what I always tell the readers is, I know, even if it seems strange to you, it's the message you're getting. You just say it. And some of these messages that that I've gotten before, like, were so abstract and so strange that I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then one day I finally just said it, and it landed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
actually made sense to them.
Yeah.
So I just knew now at that point to just start trusting it.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
the
see.
thing. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people that want readings.
Yay. Okay. I love it.
You've
And
got
so we have
Okay, so
Karen.
I have a list here. All right. So and Derek, I just put you. Okay, so on the list I have Karen Bull, I've got Katie, I've got Norma, Linda, and Derek.
Wonderful. Yay. Okay. And do we want to do readings like anything specific that I think it was Karen was first want to ask, or are we going to just openly, you want to
Uh,
do that, or do you want to
wait.
put in the chat, Karen, like a
Well,
question?
basically, I think so. Whenever we give somebody reading, just give us yeses and nos because I have my chat open too. So people are wanting readings on that
Yeah.
side. So basically, what we'll just do is we'll just give us yeses and nos if this makes sense on the chat, okay? And yeah, I mean, we'll just have fun with it. We'll see where it goes, okay?
Sure. Okay,
So,
perfect.
okay, so Karen is first, Karen Bull. Okay, Kelsey, I'm putting you on the list. I don't know that we're going to get to everybody, but we will do our best.
Yes.
So, okay, so
Wonderful.
Karen is first. Okay, so, oh, yay, Karen, she says yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Karen, is there an area of your life that you or a person that you're wanting to hear from, or like what is it that we can do for you? Don't you love the first show?
Yes.
Working
Well,
out the
we're
kinks.
I know, right? I love it.
Okay,
I would love to connect with my maternal grandmother, who I call
Nana. She called her
Nana,
Nana.
Nana. I love it.
I love it. Maternal.
Maternal.
Right. Material. Kind of like
No
Madonna.
problem. Yeah. Love it.
Okay, so do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, just whatever comes to you. I'm connecting with her now, so.
Okay. I'll just jump in. I've got this lady now. We can never promise who this is, but we do our best, right? This lady is stepping forward, okay, and she like sort of. So again, give us yeses and nos, Karen. But she's sort of like pushing her way through the crowd, right? And so she's stepping
Yes.
forward. And what?
Did you know? I was just going to say the same kind of feeling, very like big energy,
Yeah,
and everyone out of my way was what I felt. So go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. No. That's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but she wants you to know that she's here, right? It's like a big deal for you to know that she is here. Okay, so there's that. um I'm getting that. First of all, I feel like that she's got kind of a, this might sound weird, but like a rounder face, and I feel like that she's got this smile that is like, it's like, okay, so my smile doesn't really take up my whole face, but I feel like hers was like when she smiled, you could just feel the love emanating from her. Okay. So Karen, does that make sense to you? I hope it does. Because I'm asking, I'm like, Nana, is this you? And I feel like that she's not, she says yes. So Karen says yes. I'm not quite, it's interesting because I'm feeling her more than I am seeing her, which is, sometimes they show you stuff, sometimes they don't. But I feel like that I'm seeing a bigger smile, and I'm seeing, I don't know if it's white or gray, and it's shorter. Her hair is
Sure.
shorter.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what
Yeah.
about you, Than? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm getting the same kind of feeling. It's this feeling of just like her energy comes to me as like very capable woman, and she was always in her life very on it. Um, my feeling is that it wasn't as like huggy feely as you would assume, but it was like pure, like pure love. And
Aw.
her objective is her family. And and it was like she was a and it's funny because I keep hearing like a force. She was a force, and very much the matriarch of the family, and very had these personal relationships with her grandkids, and even friends and things like that. That was most of her sort of energy in life, is that she was more of a caregiver, and sometimes fell to the her own her own self-care kind of fell to the wayside. And I do feel that there was some there. And it's funny because I'm seeing it more of a sort of like a layer around her that she had to kind of deal with in her life, that that kind of made her this sort of force. But once you peel back those layers, very kind, and would do anything. And I keep thinking, give you the shirt off her back kind of person. But yeah, and that connection that you have with her is because you guys have a very similar personality, Karen. You understood each other very much. And it's funny because when I'm feeling her energy, I'm feeling your sort of uh, oh no, it might be someone else's person. Oh,
Oh.
interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, I wonder if we
And
have two people. We might
yeah, it
have
could
two.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she feels this one feels like like very strong within this energy field that I'm seeing, but uh like her energy doesn't feel, it almost feels in a sense when it first came in was masculine. So but I know it was it's definitely a woman. So if it's not somebody that that's interesting.
Well, it could be interesting because I've got like a whole bunch of other people on the list, so
Oh gosh.
it might be somebody for them, you know.
Yeah.
Um, that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Or Karen, here's the thing. Sometimes when people come through, you know, they hook up and there's two people here for the same person. So like I'm wondering if it's another person that might be with, yeah, and it might resonate later. That's true. It, like, a lot of times my grand, no, actually almost every single time my grandmothers always come in together. And so like somebody
Oh
will
yeah.
say, oh, she was really short, and I'll be like, yes. But then the other one will be like, well, but she stood kind of tall. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
that was both of my grandmothers. They always come in together.
Yeah.
So think that through, Karen, because you might be getting
Yeah.
a beautiful, you know, and maybe it's, what about
Yeah.
your other grandmother? Does that resonate with your other grandmother? You know?
And even if it doesn't, that's okay too, Karen. I am getting that strong. It is feels very like masculine, feminine
Mm.
energy. So if that isn't your grandmother, then maybe later you'll kind of figure that
Yeah, right.
out.
So
So
let
yeah.
me just go back to the lady I have because I feel like that you resonated with that, Karen. I I feel like that the reason why she was so into coming through and pushing her way through is because there's some stuff that is going on in your life right now where you need that sort of assurance, and you need to know that your loved ones on the other side are with you. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling from her in terms of like a message. She just wants you to know that she's there. Okay, and don't doubt it. That's what I'm hearing from her. Just don't doubt that. Okay. I hope that that makes sense. Oh, she says yes. Okay. So
Mhm.
yeah, and I'm sensing that there's some stuff going on, you know, in your life, which is, you know, don't we all have, excuse the word, but the S word, you know, don't we all have this going on in our lives right now, right?
Yes.
But I think that she's got your back, and I feel like a lot of people on the other side. You've got several people over there, back there, over there. And I feel like that they've got your back. So I that might help you sleep a little bit better. That's just what I'm supposed to say. So, does that make sense to you? I feel like you're not sleeping. But reality is I'm not sleeping either. Is anybody
Yeah,
really sleeping right now?
I know. Not
Freaking
me.
weather is so hot. Ugh.
Yeah,
So anyway, so
right.
Karen, know that your loved ones are with you, okay? And they're supportive. They're very supportive. They've got your back. You are not sleeping. See? There you go. Yep. None of us are. Oh,
Right? Exactly.
so much love to you, Karen, and just know that your loved ones are with you. So, namaste.
Thank you.
That
Yeah,
was, that was
that was
really
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, right. Hopefully that'll resonate. I'm not even sure who I
Yeah,
saw.
well, but see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I really, really feel like, oh, much love, Karen.
thank
What's
you.
interesting is that I really feel like that she's gonna understand who that is because I feel like that it's somebody related to that lady, but
Yeah, well, it
you know
did
what I
feel
mean?
like a very strong energy. So
Yeah.
again, maybe we'll see how that goes with some
Yeah.
other readers
Yeah.
or some other readies. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
Karen, report back to us.
yeah, definitely. We're here every other Monday. So
Right, right, right. Yay. So that's good. And then Stephanie, I put you on the list. Okay. So next is Katie. Katie, are you still here? Now, Katie is on my restreams, so I will tell you what she says. Okay.
okay, and what's her name? It's Katie.
Well, she's goes by Katie Kaboom.
That's okay. That still resonates with her,
Okay.
right?
Oh, look, there
So
she is. Wait, it says, my friend Irene or Georgia, any messages they have for me, or are they okay?
and it's Katie Boom, Kaboom,
Kaboom.
Katie Kaboom. I love
Yes. Oh, Catherine. Oh, so that Beth is her real name. Right.
it. Oh, geez.
Beth is like, yes. Okay. So I brought, I'm sorry. I know her on a different platform named Catherine, right? But Beth is her real name.
I
She's
love
awesome, right? So,
it.
yeah, she's laughing. She goes, LOL. So, but she has Katie Kaboom listed on here. So we're going to call her
Nice.
Beth
Yes.
just so that there's no confusion. So,
Okay.
um,
And her friends' names are? Sorry.
her friend's name was either Irene or Georgia.
Irene or Georgia.
Let's see. It's beautiful. The energy coming in is so beautiful. Do you feel that, Than?
I just felt something really warm right in my heart
Yes.
and like a
Oh
cool
my
breeze.
God,
Yeah.
that's so funny. That's exactly what I was feeling.
Yeah. Like it's filling up. So it feels like they're coming in. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Interesting because I'm going right to Georgia, but go ahead, you
No, no, go ahead. Go. You go to Georgia. Go for it. Go to
go.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's funny because so her energy, so I'm feeling within Beth's energy. And Georgia feels, she actually feels sort of like it's interesting. Well, I'm not sure how old Beth is, but she feels a little bit older than Beth, like sort of like, or at least her energy does, in the sense that it's a very protective feeling of her, a very loving feeling that's coming through.
She says
And
yes.
yes, oh, good. And it's like the interesting part about it is like right now as I'm trying to connect with her, and it's funny because I actually just heard hold on like this. So which is like she's like, let me say. So but the energy with her is more of like there's like a sort of a shadow on her. So there's what that tells me is that there's a lot of things that are sort of not necessarily uh, weren't able to be spoken And so there's sort of like a sort of like a it almost looks like she's grayed out in a sense.
Mm,
And I'm going to connect with that, and I'll let Lori go on, and
that's
let me just connect with
interesting.
that.
She
Yeah.
says that Georgia was older. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And very much loving, protective. It's funny is that like what I'm feeling with Georgia is sort of like I don't know if it was a work colleague or something, but like she feels very much. And I don't want to say it, but she was in her business. And I don't, so I don't know what that means just yet, but it feels like there's something that happened or something that like was left unsaid. So I'm going to try to connect with that a little bit more.
okay. And in the meantime, as you're connecting, I will tell. Oh, she said that she's trying to connect to Georgia some more. She's having trouble hearing you for some reason. So she wants to
Oh,
connect to Georgia some more. Uh, because there's something she really wants to be said, right? Did I say that right?
oh,
Did I say that right? Yeah.
I think, I think so.
Okay. Okay, good. Hi Rev. Rev is here. We have a friend named Rev. She's here. Okay, so yeah. So while Theon is connecting, um I and again, it's so interesting. I'll just tell you because I want to share with you guys or at least my sort of process sometimes, right? So sometimes I see stuff and it's like red shoes and the thing and the thing and whatever. But today, for some reason, most of the spirits that I'm getting, I'm feeling, right? And that's so much harder, I have to tell you. But
Yeah.
that's just the way it is, whatever. So I am feeling, um, I'm feeling a lot of, okay, this is going to sound strange. So Beth, let me know. Um, I'm feeling a lot of, um, um, actually Theon was saying this too, like stuff that I'm feeling like you feel like was left unsaid. Okay. She is telling me, whoever this person is telling me, no, it's all okay. Okay. I'm feeling a lot of sadness. Um, I'm feeling so yeah, Beth, let me know. I'm feeling like a lot of sadness surrounding this person. I'm not getting whether it's not clear to me whether it's Georgia or Irene, but I'm feeling a lot of sadness and a lot of things sort of like you're feeling things are left unsaid, but she's feeling really sad. This might sound strange, but she's feeling really sad that you are sad, so sad. Like it's almost like she's an empath. Let's just put it that way, right? And so she understands. Okay, so Beth is saying that the sadness might be Irene. Okay, so this is really cool because you kind of have Georgia, and I feel like I
Yeah.
might be getting Irene. So this is kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
She doesn't want there to be any sadness. I'm gonna kick this over to Theon, but um, it she doesn't want there to be any sadness. Okay. She wants, or they, because actually Beth is saying, yes, it could be either of them though, regarding my sadness. Yes. But I feel like that I might be tapping into Irene more than Georgia. Okay. So I'm just going to say that. But I really want to say that they don't want any sadness because they're not in sadness. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. So they
Yeah.
want you to live and enjoy this human experience that you get to have.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, go ahead, Than.
Yeah, no, it was just interesting that you said that because that's very much the same energy. Because when Georgia came in, it was pretty strong that that she has that protective love for you, and it's that sense of it's funny. It's like I keep seeing this scenario where like I don't know that you were work colleagues or whatever, but it felt like she was you know kind of like sort of like uh, you know, not a mentor, but it felt like she always kind of gave good advice, and I feel like she had passed through and it feels sort of like an illness or something like that was like um, there, and then she kind of just had to deal with it and pass. But she was a very in life. She was a very strong person and continues to be right now. And her main focus is to, it's like the way that I'm feeling her is, how when after like, you shed your body and you don't have illness anymore and all of those things, and you feel so light and not a care in the world anymore because you don't have the same thoughts and feelings as you did when you were living in a human body. And it's almost like she wants to give that to you, and she wants to like sort of like continue to sort of advise in that way, is like, after you pass, you realize how, not that our problems are small here, because I'm never going to say that. And she's definitely not trying to say that, your problems are not important, but that that they don't have to be so all consuming sometimes. And this is the kind of like sort of feeling that I'm getting from her, is that it's like of really trying to give to you some like this bit of wisdom. And it's interesting because there's a lot that she wants to say to you, and a lot of like she hears how you sort of the self-talk and some of those things that I'm not sure exactly, because it's funny, I'm not getting that specific, and maybe because she doesn't want me to say it, but it feels very much like that sort of you know ease, just relax, it's going to be okay, that kind of thing. And sort of like, I'm with you, which is a pretty typical thing for somebody that passed to say. However, it's a very I need to let her know she's going to be okay, that kind of thing. So
So let me read to you what Beth is saying here. She says, "Thank you, Theon. I love hearing that Georgia was protective. She was my dance teacher. We became friends when I was older." And then she says she gave great advice. Yes, she passed from COVID. Okay. And then she said she was 102 years old, very strong in life. Yes. Okay. And then she said, makes sense. Theon, I get it. Thank you. Sounds like Georgia. Oh, thank you. So that's awesome. She's just trying to be, I feel like she's being very motherly, you know.
Yeah, that's why it was funny, because when that is the energy she comes across, and that's why I had to keep saying like feels like a work colleague, because it's like it's not a mom, like a family member. It's somebody that like loved her like family, and would cared for her like family, but didn't have that bloodline.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So Beth, just know that you are still being mothered from the other side.
Yes, and
You're
still loved
still
deeply.
yes, deeply loved. So I just wish you the best. You've got the sweetest spirit about you and the sweetest soul. Oh, and she says, yes, she could be very motherly. Surprised her showbiz energy didn't come through. Interestingly, Georgia wanted to take me in. Cool, thank you. That's the whole motherly thing,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. So Beth, much love to you.
Thank you,
That was
Beth.
really, really kind of cool.
Yes.
So
Thank you for introducing us to your friends.
yes, right. I love that. That's great. Okay, so next, and we've got Norma. I think Norma is on the Evolve Me side. Pretty sure. Yes, Norma, are you still here? Love to you both. She says love to you both.
Okay.
Beth, yeah. So Norma, are you still here? Yay, Norma's still
Hi,
here.
Norma.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what can we do for you? Would you like a card? Do you have cards with you, fan?
I don't,
Okay.
but
No, it's okay.
yeah,
It's fine.
you know what's funny is I do not know how to read cards.
Oh,
I read them intuitively, because one, probably I don't want to read that big long list of what they mean. And but so I was actually taught how to just to read them, or I have this other technique where I create a my own tarot card for
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know, but
That's
I
very
don't know
cool.
how to do
Yeah.
it.
But no, but that's cool, I mean, we all have our strengths. We all
Yeah.
like I could never get into tarot because there's ways to read it. My daughter so into it, like she just knows this and this and this, and I'm just like, it's just too much to memorize.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just love to feel whatever it is, kind of thing. So
Yeah, and card readers are really, we have a few card readers on Evolve Me, and they are amazing. And
yeah,
I'm like, really, you got all that in that card? Like that
yeah,
doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah.
It's amazing what people can do. So, oh, Norma says, I'd like to know I wish I had my glasses. What secret my mother attempted to tell me but couldn't because people would walk into the room. Her name is Felic, I don't even know how to say that. Felicia,
Fe- fe-
Felic,
Felicita, Felicita,
Felicita,
Felicita,
Felicita.
Felicita.
Uh,
Um, interesting. Um, okay, so let's see. Well, immediately. Oh, go ahead. Do you want to go
oh
first?
no, no, you go first. I went first
Because
last.
you have
I
a
want
look
to.
on your face
I
that I
know.
feel like that we might have the same message, and that would be
Yeah,
really funny.
because
Um,
it is very loud. Yes.
yeah, it does feel kind of loud. It's just what she was going to tell you is so not important. It was very human and earthbound. There it had to do with, and she's not actually telling me what it was, but I feel like it was about somebody else, and she didn't want something to happen in case of something. Like, and actually, it's becoming more clear to me. I'm kind of feeling like she wanted you to make sure that this is not specific, and I'm really sorry, that there was an area in your room or her room, and there was something that she wanted you to have, and she wanted you to make sure that you got it before everybody else started looking around her stuff. That's just what I'm getting.
No,
Like, I'm
and that makes perfect sense to what I'm feeling, and it
really,
definitely, yeah, it definitely has the feel of a well, obviously it's a family secret, but it has to. I know, these are the things like so it definitely has to do with family dynamics,
Mhm.
and I would suggest, and I'm just going to say it like this, I would suggest that you do a family DNA map, or like 23andMe, that sort of thing,
Mhm.
because it feels uh, well, not even feels it. I'm being sort of pushed to sort of tell you that. So I'm without saying too much, or trying to kind of traverse your family tree. If you have you done a family like a ancestry, Norma?
Norma. Wait, I'm trying to oh, are you there?
Oh, I see you.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
I'm
just a
I'm a
little
little
blurry.
bit like I'm trying to get myself not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the camera just, yeah,
yeah, my
I
camera.
can
Oh
see
my
your
God,
pretty ring.
that's terrible to do on a live. I know, but
And I'm like,
all right, hold on. I'm just turning it off and on again, real quick. Okay.
you have done a 20 like a family, okay. And Norma, uh was there anything interesting? I mean, you don't have to say it if you don't want to. Is there anything interesting that you found within that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like sort of like uh, something about your family tree, and I keep seeing it as a tree. So, and that's why I say, look into that.
What does it say? I found out my
Found out
father
my
was
father.
someone else. Oh, it's so wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Huh.
I yeah, yeah, that's very interesting. Hmm.
Yes. Is this Norma that I know Norma? Because that was funny. I did
Leon's
actually
Norma.
put together. Is this Seance Norma, friend?
Oh, oh man, I'm so sorry for your loss, Norma.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I I still feel like that there's something that she wanted you to have. Now, whether that was the secret or not, again, I don't know. But I feel like that there was something that she wanted you to have before, and she wanted to tell you about it before she passed so that you would actually get it because she was her word, not mine. The vultures were kind of going to come in. So that's just what I was getting. So
Yeah.
what was yes to? Oh,
Oh,
that's your Theon's Norma. I love it.
well, hi Norma. Well, yeah, and definitely maybe we can look at that too a little bit more and a little bit more in depth. But it definitely felt like there were yeah, it definitely felt like there were more um things and yeah, maybe we this is something you and I can speak about on Wednesday.
There you go. Yeah, because it
Yeah,
does seem like it's kind of an intimate situation.
yeah,
So
yeah. Very
so
cool.
Norma, much
Thank you
love
so
to
much for
you.
coming. Yes, and if you have any other questions, Norma, just feel free to put that in.
Yeah. Aw, bless your heart, Norma. I mean, first of all, it's the worst thing in the world losing your mother, and then to
Yeah,
have other outside things going on, it makes it even worse, so
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm sorry about
yeah.
that.
It's a lot to bear. So,
So I have somebody on my Facebook page that she just found out she lost a friend that she's known for 20 years.
oh,
Um, and I know we're starting to run out of time here, but I'm wondering if we could just, if is there any, are you picking up anything about this lady or this person? Actually, I don't know if it's a male or female.
what was the person on your Facebook name?
Yeah, on my Facebook. Her name is Jen.
Jen. Okay, and she had a
Jennifer.
friend,
Jennifer. Sorry,
Jennifer.
say it again. We affectionately call her Rev.
Oh, I like it, Rev,
Yeah.
Jennifer, and then we'll call her Rev. But so she had a friend that she's known for many years that had passed
Yeah,
recently.
I think she found out like today. Rev, are you still
Oh,
here? Um, oh, bless your heart. That's just so sad. I mean, there's a thing that just goes through you when you lose somebody like that. You know what? I don't know that she's here because she's not responding. Um, oh, okay. So uh I think she is gone. Okay. So what I think we should do is, what do you think? Can I pull a card for the collective for us
yes,
all to kind of, and I'm
yes,
sorry we did not get to everybody. Um, but we are going to be doing this every other week, on Mondays at 5 Pacific and 8 Eastern. So, if you want to come back and join us, we are going to be having different guests every week. And sometimes there'll be mediums, so we can do readings, sometimes not, and we can get into
yes,
fantastic spiritual discussions.
yes.
So, open up your mind and your heart, is what I say.
Exactly. And the next time we'll have all the kinks worked out.
Right, right.
And we'll
Actually,
be able to
this
do more
wasn't too
readings.
bad. This wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna pull the card for the collective. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. I love this card. It says power.
Ooh.
I got the dragon card and it says power.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. I just want to say I was just using dragon's blood,
Oh my
smoking
God.
yeah, with dragon's blood.
That's
So
so
I
cool. Check
yeah.
this out, you guys. Okay, so do you see the power? Do you see the big light in the middle of the dragon? What I really feel like that I'm getting from this card for all of us is that, you know, we do have the power within us. Okay. There is power within us. We just have to turn that light on and know that it's there, that it's in there. We have the power to create an amazing life for ourselves. We have the power um to feel the gratitude. We have the power to feel the joy. And when we assert that power, when we allow that power to come up within our soul, that is where we find love. That is where we find the absolute peace and joy in our lives.
Yeah.
So I invite you to go deep down into your heart and find that power and allow it to percolate into love. So, do you have anything to say on that?
Yes, well, I'm definitely feeling that power, and we spoke about this earlier, whereas there's a lot of things going on in our lives, and we often give our energy to things that don't serve us, and when we are in service of others, or taking care of somebody, or caring just in general about the people around you, um, your energy goes everywhere throughout the day. And we talk, a beautiful message from Lori is that, take back your power, just like you need to take back your energy from all, and I always say this in my meditations, call back your energy from all stretches of the universe,
Mhm.
from people you've talked to throughout the day, because that's what we do. We exchange energy. Tonight, we exchanged energy with each other, and parts of our energy stay with those people. And so, in order to sometimes gain back your power, just do a little practice of calling back that energy, calling back your power from all of these places that you've left it, difficult situations, things like that. It can be hard, and it's one thing to feel, to want to aspire to be powerful, but knowing is, and telling yourself, and that's why affirmations are good, telling yourself that you are powerful, because you are. You're both a physical and eternal being, all of us. And if we focus on the balance between both, then then that power gets stronger. So
Yeah.
hopefully that makes sense.
Mhm.
Sometimes I talk a little abstract because I did meditate before this, but but um, just understand that every day is a new chance for you to sort of become new. My favorite saying from Alan Watts is, "You are never, what is it? Um, you never have to be the person you were 5 minutes ago." And
Oh,
so
I love that.
right, and it's the truth. You can always reinvent, you can always change it. That's your power, is that no matter what situation is, you do truly, the only thing that holds you back is you, and the only thing that holds me back is me. And I have to remind myself that of every day. Not one of us is perfect, so understand that you're not going to achieve perfection, and don't try to, and just try to experience and gain your power. So
Awesome. Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. So awesome. So, well, thank you guys so much for being here on our
Yes.
first episode of Divine Connections.
Yay.
Yeah, we did it. We got through it without too
Woohoo.
many technical issues. Yay.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's bedtime. Thank you for doing this, and I hope to see you 2 weeks time. Thank you, Than. Or Than, thank you for this. Aw, thank you. Thanks,
You're
Karen.
so nice. Thank you, Karen. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and definitely come back. And if you have any questions before or after, feel free to reach out to us on our social medias, all that you've hopped onto, and we are always happy to connect with you.
Yes. And we will be back in 2 weeks and we are going to have a guest. We're not exactly sure who that's going to be yet, but it's going to be
Yeah.
somebody fun. I promise you that
Oh
because
yeah, we're gonna force one of our buddies to come on with us.
yay. So
Yay.
thanks for being here, everybody. Much love to you all.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.
But are we clear?
I think so. Let me see. I'm like, I think so. Hey Ben, are we